go, baby. Let's go. Let's go. So show their guys with the most points.
Antoine for sure. Number 14, this little guy.
Okay.
2 goals, 1 assist. There's like 5 of them that have 1 goal.
They have 1 goal.
Tim, Snares, Pundelis, Papuji, Laurent Lettner, Diego Subati.
Andreros Christian, Caruso, Giacomo, Jordan Salt, David Ray Campoy, Henry Ramirez, Laurent Lettner, Antoine French. Vanelis, Papurva, Orgif. How do you say number 10? Pandalis, Pop Georgiev, Tim Stars, Sean Bernabo, Filippo Erico, Andereos, Giacomo Caruso, Jordan Sal, David Ray Campoy, Henry Ramirez, Laurent Lettner, Antoine Fletcher, Pandalis.
To national championships runs through NCAA.com and the NCAA Sports app. And whether you follow one college team or all of them, it's never been easier to get the content you want all in one place. With live broadcasts of multiple championships across all divisions. With exclusive access.
Ready to go?
And highlights for every single championship. Stay in the game all season long with NCAA.com and the NCAA Sports app.
You only need to answer one question.
Will you accept the challenge to become?
It doesn't matter your situation in life.
No matter your interest.
Whether your first choice or second chance.
There's a place for you.
Place for you.
Place for you at UVU.
Place to engage,
To rise.
to succeed.
To become.
Dear James, when you were born, I nicknamed you Lucky. But luck has nothing to do with it. You've created your own path. The hours in our driveway, paved the way to state championships.
So James Harden, how does it feel to be MVP?
It feels great, though.
In the desert, you grew your game, and you shattered expectations. It wasn't long until you suited up for draft day.
James Harden.
Looking back now, you've always been creative. Doing it your way, on your terms. You were dreaming big then, but when you left me that note, keep this paper, I'ma be a star. You were already my brightest star.
MVP, baby!
Step back three, got it! James Harden!
And now, you're showing everyone else.
And welcome here to Orem, Utah, here at the campus of Utah Valley University, where the Wolverines will face off against the Kangaroos out of UMKC. My name is Sean Blymiller. I'll be on the play-by-play, joined alongside again with my friend Thomas Loomis. Thomas, what are you looking forward to tonight?
UVU's put themselves in a good position. I think that the type of preseason that they had in that competition made way for a great season starter, and so they're leading this season, or tied, I should say, with Air Force leading the conference. So I expect more of that momentum from UVU tonight. UMKC struggling a little bit thus far in WAC play, so I can see them coming out early with a little chip on their shoulders, something to prove. So hard-fought match from the beginning. I see it opening up a little bit more with altitude, a little bit of wind heading south for us. So I think UVU is in a good position and a nice rhythm on the seasons thus far.
As we see Alec Felix getting his first touch, and it is an international side for UMKC. They've got 9 internationals in their starting 11. 2 of the U.S. citizens. You've got Henry Ramirez, number 19, starting up top, and then number 5, Sean Bernabo out of Minnesota. Those are your 2 U.S.-based players. You've got Jordan Salt from Australia, Giacomo Caruso out of Italy, Laurent Lettner out of Hungary, Filippo Errico out of Italy, Pressure from France, Serfati from Venezuela, Anderos from Brazil, and then finally Tim Stairs from Germany. That's your starting lineup for UMKC. Why don't you take us through UVU if you can there, Thomas?
Yeah, Joseph Wilwright starting the goalkeeper. At this left back position, Mark Brown, Ahmed Longmire, and Croman Hook alongside him. Blake Leonetti at the right back. Carter Johnson sitting in the center with Luis Vargas and Alec Felix at the 10. Zach Moss wide right with Austin Buxton and Blake Frischnick up top.
And UVU coming off a fantastic weekend in California, getting wins at California Baptist and then also at CSU Bakersfield. Baptist, it was Austin Buxton with the game winner late in that game, and then CSU Bakersfield, Alec Felix ties the game 1-1 just before half, and then Leo Fuchs comes off the bench to get an important away goal to give another 3 points to UVU in WAC play to get the victory there at CSU Bakersfield.
Yeah, it's a nice change for UVU because those first couple away in WAC play were a struggle. Had 2 losses there on the season, and so it's nice for them to be able to turn around, being in California, great weather, good sides, and putting together games that they can come away with the W.
And absolutely important for UVU to get off on the right foot because in order to qualify for the tournament, 6 out of the 12 teams go. Last year they just missed out on the tournament with 3 wins, so they've already bettered their point total from a year ago. As we see Austin Buxton back into possession, joining in Luis Vargas. They had a lot of possession at Bakersfield, UVU, in the second half. Good build-up play. The goal from Leo Fuchs and Luis Garza was a fantastic combination play. If you saw it on Twitter, the highlights, as we see number 14, that's your leading point leader for UMKC right there, the little Antoine Precheur. He's the one out of Paris, France.
Yeah, last year UVU had their backs up against the wall, came down to that last game of the season to try and qualify for the tournament. It's not a spot you want to be in. You know, you want to put yourself in a good spot, just like they have this season, to where they're at the top of league play.
As we see offside, this is whistled. That's Tim Stairs. For a second, I thought he had held on, but he just gets in behind as UVU restarts through Alec Felix. But going back to your thought, Tom, why don't you go ahead and finish that?
Yeah, I mean, rather than having to play from behind with your back against the wall, comes down to one game to try and qualify. It's a tough position to be in for, a lot of pressure, and to be in a good spot this season where they're top of the table, it's just going to, I think, take a lot of stress off of their games going forward. You know, just nice spot that you want to be in for sure.
Especially the schedule late on, they have to go to Air Force, they have to go to UNLV, and they have to go to Grand Canyon to finish off the season, and that's a very difficult schedule for them to go up against. And coming for UMKC, they come into this game just losing to UTRGV and Incarnate Word, those two losses. So be very interesting to see who's the one that walks away with the points in the bag tonight. As we see UVU back into possession, there's Ahmed Longmire bringing in Kromenuk in the back. There's a testing ball. Austin Buxton trying to chase this down. UMKC trying to play it out of the back. And there's Precheur combining here on the wing with Pop Georgiev. Good stick there from Carter Johnson to win that. Down the line, this is Stairs now bringing in Pop Georgiev. Buxton helping defensively. Mark Brown now trying to hold him in. There's Buxton trying to combine as well. Defensive efforts. And this will go out. This is a goal kick for Joseph Wheelwright.
The best bit of play there by UMKC to start the match thus far. So they connect some nice passes along the sideline. And almost looked to get in there. Good, nice offsides call. Fortunate for UVU, and again runs out of bounds for a goal kick. I think they wanted a corner there, but a couple testing moments for UVU, but I think they're composed and did well.
It's important for us to mention, give a shout out to Wheelwright after he won Player of the Week for the WAC Defensive Player of the Week after his performances at California Baptist and Bakersfield, coming up with very important key saves late in those games to secure the victory.
Yeah, awesome performance out of Joseph. And like I mentioned earlier on in the season, I think the more time that he got and continues to get is the better that we're going to see from him. So exactly what you want out of your goalkeeper, great leader, and one of the most competitive spirits on the team, no doubt.
You got a win that you had mentioned, Thomas, in this game. Pretty, it's picking up, pretty intense wind from, what is that, our left to our right, so from north to south. How is that going to impact the game as we go on?
Well, I'm sure UMKC wanted to go with that win the first half, take their chances.
There's a great turn from Frischneck, turn into space, left-footed shot goes near. Good stuff from him to take on a defender. You see a UMKC player down. Referee is asking if he's all right. He just gave a signal for a substitution. Center referee is Adam Zarn in the middle tonight.
Yeah, you hope that he's all right. I don't know if he ran into the fence down there or if he pulled something sliding in there, but hopefully he's all right.
Looked a bit awkward, you know, that when they get up right away, gingerly, with tender steps as they get up, he was already signaling to his teammates that saw he had done something, so hopefully he's okay.
Yeah, you assume with an immediate ask for a sub that it's a little bit serious. He doesn't feel like he can, just walk it off and play the rest of the game. So unfortunate for UMKC as one of their starting center backs goes down. But to UVU side. Great little turn there by Frischnick. Nice chance on goal. He just didn't quite get his hips around to be able to put that on frame. Hits it near post and into the side netting out of bounds. So unfortunate, but good look there. And for the first shot on goal for UVU.
It's number 22, Jordan Salt, the UMKC injured player, receiving attention on the sideline. Number 20, who we thought was starting, Diego Sarfati, came on.
You see that due to injuries, Ahmed Langmeyer was starting that left back position early on in the season. He's now been moved into center back, as well as Sam Cromenhook. We've talked about it in the past with Ben Perkins going down. Has stepped into that role nicely and, competed to put UVU in good positions the last couple games. And in WAC play, these freshmen stepping up big for Utah Valley this year.
Yeah, UVU suffering a couple injuries across the back line. Aaron Caprio, Jaden Wagner, talked to him prior to the game. He actually tore his hamstring. He's out for the year, unfortunately. So now it just gives those younger classmen an opportunity to prove themselves. Caleb White stepped up big against Bakersfield as an outside back, played most of that game. Tonight, you got Blake Leonetti on that right-hand side, the column block, and opportunity for UMKC. Falls into the lap again, but this looks like Mark Brown with the clearance.
Yeah, there twice. I think that Joseph might have actually been in a good position to pick that up and didn't quite call Mark off, but Mark steps in and wins that first one, kicks it out, and then for the rebound shot, comes to Mark's feet again, and he composed, keeps it, and connects to get out of the 18. Smart play and good spot there for Mark Brown to be in.
There's a ball from Carter Johnson finding Mark Brown on this left outside back, now bringing in Sam Cromenhook. Austin Buxton's wide on this left. Alec Felix will go the other way. No one really on the same page for that run.
Yeah, it was a nice ball over the top there, and Zach Moss didn't seem to be reading it. Gets over that left back's head. If he would have been anticipating that, probably would have been in on goal.
This would be Joseph Wilwright's ball. Delivery into Austin Buxton, does well to bring it down, but his touch gets away from him as he tries to turn on Giacomo Caruso.
It was Blake Frischnick there. These two looking almost identical up there, but yeah, nice ball from Alec Felix. Comes right into his feet. Decent touch, but not able to spin away from him quick enough.
Down the line, this should be Blake Leonetti. He'll give it to Wilwright. They're going up against the wind. That's why you see the hang up in the air. There's Frischnick now combining with Buxton, and this springs up Mark Brown. Now onto his right foot, head up. Beats his defender, now going down the line, closer to the sideline. Now we bring in Luis Vargas. No, he plays it all the way back to Ahmed Longmire. And Alec Felix, head up, serving a ball in. Little back heel flick from Luis Vargas. Service from Mark Brown. Opportunity for Tim Stairs. He's got some help on that left flank. He plays it there. UVU retreating is UMKC. Now down that left-hand side, keeping possession. Bringing in the left back. Looks like number 55 is the one that had subbed in, as we see UMKC dribble out of bounds, and that's the aforementioned Christian Anderos. He's the one out of Sao Paulo, Brazil.
Yeah, I'd like to see UMKC, if they can connect some passes in and around the 18, take some chances, use this win to your advantage this half, and put some shots on frame and make Joseph Wilwright make a save. That's the biggest advantage of having the win this half, is that you don't even have to put as much pace on you would normally, a little bit more placement, and that win's going to take care of the rest. So that's why UMKC's got to take advantage of it. The number one rule in soccer, if there is some type of win, that coin toss you're choosing to go with it the first half, just in case somehow or for whatever reason that wind does switch direction or moves a little bit for that second half, that you can have it at least the first half and, you know, do the best with it you can.
Yeah, create opportunities out of nothing as we see UMKC back into possession. Pressure has been that cog in the midfield, getting a lot of touches already. Number 21, that's David Ray Campoy out of Barcelona, Spain, in the midfield as well. This is Pop Georgiev. Pressure bringing in Laurent Lettner. Zach Moss trying to put pressure on. Good positioning there from Leonetti. And now possession back for UVU, trying to build out of the back.
You hear Greg Moss, coach of Utah Valley. He's asking his defensive mids to check and find that ball and then trying to skip that and find their forwards' feet. He's, I guess, looking to be a little bit more directional going forward rather than side to side in this first few minutes. See if they can skip lines, as he said, and break down UMKC that way.
There's Carter Johnson dribbling through the middle, trying to bring it in Frischnecht out wide. Now they're trying to go from left to right across the back line. Coaching staff wants it faster. There's a big ball down the line, and that's cut out by UMKC.
Well, and you see it there why he wants it faster. He's there open for a good 2-3 seconds, and it's played a little bit too late. Left back's able to read it and get there in time. I think if he puts his head down and knocks that 2 seconds earlier, it gets there at his feet before the defender can step up and win it.
This is a set piece opportunity. You've got Zach Moss, Luis Vargas on the ball. Be interesting to see because you got Frischnecht, Buxton, Alec Felix, but then you've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 UMKC defenders. Everyone's defending. There's not one forward for UMKC up high. The highest player is in the wall.
Yeah, so no outlet play here. UVU, even if it comes back out, should be able to get the rebound or second ball.
That was a huge punch save from Filippo Errico, but UVU holds them in. That's a ball down the line. I don't know if Leonetti's going to get there.
Yeah, exactly as you say. You could tell as Mark hit that a little bit too much pace on that one. Good ball in there, and like you said, great save. Great, anticipation there to come out and punch it away, as I believe that Austin Buxton and Blake Frischnecht were crashing on that ball right there. So good opportunity by UVU. Hope they would have done a little bit better with it, but great win back here.
It'll be interesting to see this tactical battle that you see between the two sides, because UMKC is playing a version of a 4-3-3 as we see Frischnecht face up a defender, get it on his left foot, good slide tackle, ball still in play, he gets a shot off, ball still open, no foul. I don't know how in the world that doesn't end in the goal, and goalkeeper is really injured. He's grabbing his arm, and he looks to be okay now.
I think he's complaining that it was in his hands and he gets kicked out. I'm not exactly sure. But, yeah, as you said, that falls right to Zach Moss's feet. He's squared up, literally facing frame. I don't know how that went wide.
It looked
he
like
had literally
slid
the entire 10 yards of the goal there wide open. I don't know if there was a poke, deflection that we couldn't see from this angle.
It looked like the outside back came and slid.
But I don't know how that's not in the back of the net.
It's good stuff from Frischnecht taking on a player just a half a millisecond maybe away from a goal. Defender does well just to stick a toe in to prevent his shot on goal. That was the best opportunity so far from this first half.
Yeah, definitely. One that UVU wants back and UMKC wants to avoid for sure for the rest of the game.
Lettner now playing all the way across the back. Serfati. Anderaus. Space in front of him. Alec Felix is chasing him. UMKC trying to keep possession. They have it playing back through their back line.
I think you can tell from this international side, they're going to look to play a little bit. They want to connect all of these passes through the middle, try and break UVU down that way. UVU, athletic side, especially at their forwards and outside wing positions, if that space is available, they're going to take their chances and find those corners, stretch the game a little bit. And, I mean, they can play in super talented technical players in the middle. So UVU will play a little bit more of that combination of long ball if it's on, play through the middle if they can. But UMKC definitely more a possession-oriented team, at least from the first 20 minutes of this game.
A little bit of a flick now, bringing in Lettner, this right outside back, trying to set his feet, little toe poke. Carter Johnson trying to close down that space now. UMKC holds UVU in. Zach Moss closing down the space. And the Kangaroos are doing well to possess from one side to the other. Now down the left flank, for sure, frees down his outside midfielder. Service into the box, takes a deflection. Does that stay in? Yes, it does. Well done from Willwright to collect that in his box.
Good build up there by the Roos. Nice patience to connect feet. And cuts that back onto his right. Takes a deflection and falls to Willwright. He wishes that he could have done a little bit better to try and find somebody in the box there.
There's Zach playing to Carter Johnson. Now, you can see the distribution from Willwright has been these low-driven balls right on his teammate's foot. You young kids watching, pay attention to that good technique, skill that he's teaching you there, trying to beat the wind with those balls that he's distributing.
Yeah, everything out of the back there has got to be driven, or as we kind of say in the soccer world, daisy cutters, where that's, a couple inches off the ground but selling with pace, because if that gets lifted up at all, this wind is going to push back and slow the game down a lot for you. So, yeah, everything's got to be down on the ground for UVU. If not, very low-driven balls, those line drives.
Luis Vargas did really well to slide in and win the ball, but then try to get off into a foot race. It's a difficult ball to beat a player. That should be a foul. No, we play on. This is UMKC with opportunity down the left flank. Blake Leonetti facing up his attacking player. Shot from distance. Ooh, that was not far off. Just wide.
Tim Stairs, I believe, or no, number 14.
14, that's pressure.
Pressure as he is playing at that left wing position. You can tell that he's right-footed, that he's going to go at Blake Leonetti, and he likes to cut it back onto his right foot so he can hit that towards that back post. So, seen that twice from him. He's definitely going to look to cut it back on his right foot, going at this left back, and see what he can do to put it in the mixer and either test Joe.
There he is again. From distance.
Or find someone else in the box.
Defenders from UVU did well just to be right in front of him, cut out those paths to goal. It's really started to get chilly here in Utah tonight. Probably one of the coldest nights of the year thus far. We're at 52 degrees, probably a little bit colder than that.
Yeah, with this wind chill for sure. Probably takes it down 5-6 degrees.
It's perfect for those playing, maybe not so much for everyone watching here at the field. As there's Buxton on his right foot, outside of the foot now, Carter Johnson left foot, and that's deflected, and UMKC now off to the races the other way. That's Tim Stairs trying to bring that in, and that just goes right to Ahmed Longmire.
It was almost a 3v3 there by UVU. I think that, you wanted to find one of those cutback balls. He maybe could have played Frischnick a second earlier, but nice defense there by UMKC. Slow him down, shut it down, cut out those seams, don't get split as they stay organized in the back, and shut down another opportunity for UVU.
See Austin Buxton come back all the way onto his own half to get it, but you can see the interplay between him and Mark Brown. Once Buxton came in, Mark Brown streaked down that left flank.
Yeah, UMKC's been well organized defensively so far this half, so it's forcing guys like Austin Buxton, who sits a little higher, to check back and have to receive the ball almost into the Wolverines' half. So they've been well compact and shutting down UVU so far in and around their 18.
UMKC building out of the back. Both these teams playing with similar styles, trying to build from back to front. As you see Mark Brown closing down tight on number 10, Pop Georgiev. Now bringing in goalkeeper Filippo Errico. And this is Sean Bernabo at Eden Prairie, Minnesota. Minnesota Thunder Academy player. There he is on the ball again. About 25 minutes in, Coach Moss usually likes to bring subs in about this time or a little bit closer to the 30-minute mark. Who do you think will come in and make a difference for UVU there, Thomas?
Well, sometimes you'll see Blake Frischnick get a relief and Leo Fuchs will step on at that 9 position. You've got Vargas that can step out wide as well, dangerous player. David Adams can play out wide too, and you'll see Diego Serna kind of step into that 10 position.
Here's an opportunity for UVU on the break. Luis Vargas trying to bring in Frischnecht. Left-footed shot almost finds Luis Vargas, top of the 6, and he's whistled because he's sliding in, trying to get on the end of that one, commits the foul.
And Blake Frischneck does a nice job battling to win that position and get inside him. I didn't think that he's going to be able to get there, but strong body, bodies him off. Again, tries to hit that with his left foot, non-dominant foot, cut that back across. And Luis Vargas trying to slide in there, takes a deflection, not able to quite connect. Good opportunity again by UVU. They're knocking on the door for sure.
UVU having a couple clear-cut opportunities in the last few minutes. There's a ball down the line, difficult ball for Buxton to deal with, but UVU holds it possession still. Little flick from Vargas, a couple of back heels from him. This is on Zach Moss's right foot, shot from distance. That's a one-hopper. Goalkeepers hate those ones, as this will go out for a corner kick. Decent effort, good look from Zach Moss, challenging Filippo Errico to get down. Those one-hoppers, you can never know. Maybe it just hits a little divot in the 18. Is it going to skip off a wet surface? Good opportunity from UVU.
Yeah, nice little cut back there by Moss. I believe he megged him to put that back on his right foot, and nice pace into the wind.
Here's the delivery. Far post, kind of hung up. There's Frischnecht heading it down. And again, Filippo Errico up to the task.
Forgive me, I said Vargas may be coming in on that sub, but I meant to say Garza. Luis Garza is someone that I think that we can count on to come in and you hope make a difference. That's what he's expected, to come in and be, a dangerous player out wide, coming in at these outside backs.
Yeah, he did really well against Bakersfield. I love the combination play, the 1-2 give and go right at the top of the 18-yard box with Leo Fuchs to get the winner last weekend. You can see he's starting to find more and more of his feet with this organization after transferring to Southern Florida. That is probably going to carry. That's a big ball. We'll go for a goal kick.
Yeah, as you mentioned, I've talked about it before. I believe that he's a player that has massive potential here at Utah Valley. And so with more and more experience, I think more touches on the ball, his creativity is exactly what you want out of an outside wing and, an offensive player for the Wolverines. So hopefully his confidence can grow and his compatibility with the team, and he'll find more opportunities to test defenses that he goes against.
Down the right flank, this is Carter Johnson. Keeping possession with 2 defenders on him does well to not give that up. There's a big ball from Croman, a hook. This is going to fall to Zach Moss. He heads that down, trying to bring in Frischnecht. Mark Brown Good challenge there. That's a harsh tackle. Mark Brown gets clipped on his standing foot. Referee doesn't whistle anything. This will be a throw for UVU. I don't know if you saw a foul there, Thomas. I thought it was.
Oh, definitely. He definitely got him. I don't know how bad it was. Maybe a little bit dramatized there by Mark Brown. But as he cuts it back, he definitely comes in late and cleats up into his ankles there. I agree with the ref. Not anything serious to pull out a card and book him for, but definitely a foul. And as I mentioned, Diego Serna subs in for Luis Vargas right in the middle.
Both of those players getting awarded scholarships in recent weeks. Coach Moss made the announcement on social media, really complimented them on their work rate, their attitudes with the team, and being team players, working hard. Serna doesn't always start, but just always has the best attitude when he does come in. So you see delivery into the box.
Yeah, he's a great kid, nice down-to-earth personality, and loves the game. Super technical player, great vision and soccer IQ. He'll probably sit a little bit more in front of Alec Felix or side by side as they kind of play more of a 4-5-1 with Frischnick up top and Carter Johnson at that 10 position. You'll see them interchange, though, throughout the game, as one will slide up and one will slide back in that defensive position.
That was right on cue. Carter Johnson came back, gave the green light to Diego Serna to go. I'm excited to see more of Carter Johnson have more green light to go at players. You've seen it a few times this year, is when he puts his head down taking guys 1v1, he can dice people up.
Yeah, I mean, he's definitely a pacey player for sure. And so, as I talked about, that triangle is fun little formation to play because you can constantly interchanging between that defensive and attacking role. So they'll be able to switch it up. Whoever's in the best position, and they'll recognize and go forward, or the other one will decide to sit back. But yeah, I think it gives great opportunity for Carter Johnson to receive the ball at his feet and use the pace and technical ability that he has to go at defenses.
I see a lot of creativity and similarities between him and Aaron Meyer that was here years ago. Aaron Meyer might have a little bit more of casual little chips and flicks that will work out for assists. But Carter Johnson has the creativity to beat players.
Yeah, Aaron Meyer, they definitely miss him on his mission right now, and they will welcome his return as he was one of the most talented players that I definitely played with in my time here. But Carter Johnson, great freshman, great recruit, talented and technical, and works hard for the entire game. So just what you want out of a freshman and recruit coming in, proving a point, and he's won a starting role and definitely has made an impact, and a good one at that for UVU.
Blake Frischneck telling me that he wants Carter Johnson to stick around here in Utah for the whole 4 years and maybe even forego a mission is what he's joking around about, because he doesn't want to see this guy leave. He sees so much potential in him. But I'm excited to see more of him as we see UMKC down the left flank. Here's a service from the right side. Pressure gets cut out by Serna. And that's a tackle from behind. Pressure will get a yellow card. I'm pretty positive from that.
Yeah, I would be surprised here if he doesn't. It doesn't look like he's going to. Maybe a second warning, a stern warning, but you see that as almost a professional foul, that they'll stop the counter. They'll foul on purpose or slide in there to cut out any opportunity if they're not in a good defensive possession without people behind the ball. So, interesting and almost surprising that the card wasn't shown there.
Just got a visit from Aaron Caprio. Good guy. Looks like he's got no boot on in his full recovery. Wish him the best.
Yeah, just a tragic accident. First game of the season. Senior, leadership role. And in a nasty, terrible tackle as he fractures both his tibia and fibia. It was just honestly a horrifying scene that first night. So unfortunate for Aaron, but absolutely awesome to see him back here walking around, no boot, no cast.
That's a slide tackle from behind. Referee says it was all ball. UMKC keeps possession. Alec Felix trying to press them. This falls to the foot. Is that Carter Johnson trying to play Alec Felix? Slide tackle from UMKC wins that. Now they're off on the break. They have some space to work with. This is number 10, Pop Georgiev, facing up Mark Brown. Pop Georgiev slips, but still keeps possession. That's pressure. Number 14 now going all the way to the left flank. Servicing back into pressure. This is just a little cut ball back, and that's Joseph Wheelwright's ball there. Some space for Zach Moss and Mark Brown to work with here. Ball to Carter Johnson. He's got space in front of him now. Out wide is Blake Leonetti. He's got the ball on his foot now. Diego Serna's here in the middle if they want to bring him in. There he is. Mark Brown now coming out wide. Left flank. He gets it. Cuts it back to his right. Delivery, far post. Oh, almost falls to Carter Johnson. Looks like Austin Buxton and Carter both going for that, and just throws Carter off just enough that his touch is a bit too heavy.
Yeah, one of those moments in the game where you see Carter Johnson coming in behind, and as a player, you're assuming Carter Johnson is just screaming, leave it, leave it, leave it. Let that fall to his feet. I don't know if he called it or Buxton didn't hear him, but just glances off of Buxton, and I think makes it difficult for Carter Johnson to take a nice touch there. But he was open, and unfortunate for UVU as they could have done better there.
Here's Frischneck now with a defender on him. Tries to play all the way across. That's cut out. And now UMKC goes the other way. Right down the middle is Stairs. Good work from Carter Johnson, and that's a horse collar type of tackle. This is definitely a yellow card.
Carter Johnson does an awesome job of working back and gets there just as he's able to steal the ball. 21 a little frustrated, but gives him the handshake right here to say my bad. But yeah, I think anything to the face like that and flying in with pace as he's horse collared. Definitely a good decision there by the referee.
So that's David Ray Campoy, number 21, that's given the yellow card. Here's a ball to Frischneck. Good flick to find Buxton. He's trying to bring back in Frischneck. And now UMKC trying to play out of the back. Buxton trying to bring in his outside back. Now UMKC space in front of him. This is all the way to Lettner on the right-hand side. Can he keep this in? He does. On his right foot, head up. Now bringing in Pop Georgiev. Here's pressure. Now bringing it back in his center back, switching sides of the field. UMKC does a really good job of shifting and pinging the ball from side to side in their possession. That's Croman Hook getting up to try to head that away. Cerna pokes this away. Now Alec Felix. Coach Moss giving the green light to go at them. Here's Buxton. Bringing Carter Johnson now. Buxton back in. Now into Leonetti. Mark Brown is all the way over to this left flank. Cerna head up. This falls to Zach Moss, top of the 18. Now out wide. Austin Buxton, right foot. Service. And that will go out for a corner kick. Important touch from UMKC because Carter Johnson was just waiting for that to come onto his foot.
Yeah, Zach Moss tried to almost leave it there, hoping that maybe the UMKC player wouldn't read it in time and it would fall to his foot. Comes back to Zach Moss's feet, plays out wide to Buxton. Nice cross, hoping to find that near post space. Someone there, UMKC does just enough to get a touch on it and knock it out of bounds. So good build up there by UVU. And a testing corner here now for UMKC is looks like one of the UMKC players getting a talking to.
Coach Moss giving more players a green light to get forward because UMKC has everyone in the box. Every one of their players except, what is that, pressure out wide. That's the one that's in front of the ball. All 11 players for UMKC are defending. Not often do you see this. Most of the time you'll have a forward that sits up high for a counterattack, but everyone defending. Here's the delivery. Rising up, that's Cromanhook, and that's in. Cromanhook gets up to win that. His first goal.
Beautifully driven ball there by Zach Moss. I think the wind might help a little bit, just lets it sit up there. Big Cromanhook, Sam able to rise up and put that in the back of the net. Nice corner slot, and keeper's able to get his hands on it, but just not quick enough. Pushes that in the side netting.
Well, I was kind of surprised. I mean, I'm talking about how every UMKC player on the roster or on the field is in the box, but Sam Cromanhook, standing at 6'5", 195 pounds, rises above everyone else to get up and get his touch on that. So we see a substitution for all three across the front line. Austin Buxton, Blake Frischneck, Zach Moss off. You've got Luis Garza, Vasquez, and then also Leo Fuchs that go up top.
Yeah, obviously you can see how dangerous set pieces and corners are. They've had a discussion. Maybe they've had issues this season of getting scored on, especially on set pieces or corners. But sit everyone back behind. Like you said, usually you want an outlet player that if the ball does come out and you clear it, you want to be able to find that person. But UVU capitalizes on those opportunities. They're dangerous. They get a whole bunch of people, crowded box area, and Sam does an awesome job to find that ball and put his head on it.
Here's Carter Johnson delivery far. Oh, sorry, Carter's on the end of that. I'm not sure who delivered. That was Vasquez. Zahir Vasquez almost finding Carter Johnson for that header for a second goal.
Yeah, nice look there by Zaire as that gets hit in there. Carter Johnson flying in there. Looked to maybe be a 50-50 ball that he could get his head on, and keeper does a great job for UMKC to come out and collect.
UVU fortunate enough to bring three players off the bench that have been points contributors for UVU. Talked about Luis Garza, also Leo Fuchs getting goals, Zahir Vasquez getting goals. They've got a healthy stats column for UVU. These three players that have come on have contributed in the last few weeks with goals and assists. That's very important to come off the bench with.
Oh, completely. Yeah, it's exactly what you want. You have to have that. You can't have some type of drop-off, on a team. That's unfortunate if you do have that because you rely on those starters so much. But if there's no drop-off and those guys come in seamlessly and step on and contribute and almost give a better look of fresh legs, where if those guys are tired, those defenders have some tired legs and fresh ones come in, they're flying at you with that same pace, if not more. It makes it difficult on these defenses. And these guys are a talented group, technical, and like you said, contribute. So it's a great, great asset for UVU to have.
UMKC makes a substitution. Christian and Anderaus comes off as number 8, Christoph Bellman comes in. He's another international out of Nuremberg, Germany. Wind picking up a little bit. Good patience for UVU now. They've got the 1-0 advantage, just making UMKC work a bit more. You see Longmar playing all the way across to Cromanhook. Dangerous ball there. Good touch from Carter Johnson because UMKC was in on break there.
Well, you saw Carter Johnson checking and then looked to be at that moment deciding he wasn't going to receive it. There wasn't enough space, and so he's going to turn and get away. And that's when Sam decides to play it. Yeah, definitely a scary moment there for UVU. Carter athletically able to jump back into that spot and win it and not let UMKC get into a bad spot there and give away in front of the 18.
There's the substitute number 8, Christoph Bellman, hitting it out, trying to combine off of Pop Georgiev. There's Leo. Little flick from Garza. Carter Johnson trying to bring back in Leo. He gets on the end of it, still on the end of it, and toe poke doesn't make it all the way out to Zahir. You can see the quickness from Zahir, though, as he recovers to cover vital real estate from him. This should be easy pickings for Mark Brown.
You saw Leo Fuchs there off the throw and does an awesome job with 3 guys, 3 Roos around him. Able to bring that down and then connect. Played back to him on the 1-2 in front of the 18. Just slipped and wasn't able to get enough on it to try and poke that through to Zaire. Another missed opportunity there by UVU, but good looks and good opportunities as they go forward and test this back line.
Leo Fuchs establishing himself some really important minutes in the last few weeks at Bakersfield especially. He scored a goal that was called back for offside early in the first half, but second half played a lot of minutes. Works really hard in that tight spaces, does extremely well to keep possession. Might have a bit more quickness that Frischneck's more of the guy that's going to post up defenders, where Leo Fuchs might be one that's going to run in behind a bit more.
And I think it's a nice change to be able to come in and throw 2 different players at the back line and see how they adjust or if they don't adjust quick enough. So nice to have that, you know, in your back pocket to be able to interchange a 9 like that and see how they do based on the defense that they're playing against.
Pop Georgiev goes down. This is a foul whistled on Mark Brown. See if center referee Adam Zarn goes to the pocket here. Doesn't look like he will. Looks like Pop Georgiev's okay. Pop Georgiev out of Budapest, Hungary. Last year had 2 goals, 3 assists. Guy's not shy. He took 36 shots in 2017. 15 of those were on goal.
Yeah, a little bit of distance here, even with the wind. I don't believe he's going to put it on frame. He's going to aim for this on the back post, right on that 6-yard box. So just going to try to put it there and have his guys crash and make it difficult for Wheelwright to judge.
There's the ball. This should go right. Oh, Wheelwright has to punch this away. He had a Kangaroo player on his heels as we see UMKC hold this in. Is that still in play? No runs out over the inline.
Yeah, great opportunity for UMKC right before the half here. Takes a nice hit on frame, almost a cross shot there of testing Joseph Wheelwright. The wind takes it and able to get there, punch it away before UMKC can get their head on it. So a little scary moment there for UVU and great opportunity for UMKC.
Zahir brings it down. Heavy touch, but well done from Diego Serna to retrieve that. Luis Garza now. That's a hard tackle from number 8, Christoph Bellman. Recent substitute as he just whacks Luis Garza. And that is the end of the first half as UVU leads on a goal from your center back, Samuel Kromenhoek. I believe the corner was taken by Zach Moss. What are your closing thoughts for that first half?
Yeah, I think UVU does a good job of testing UMKC and having some nice opportunities. UMKC needs to be better around the 18. They need to have better possession or, you know, some deceptive runs they can get in behind. They just haven't given themselves enough opportunity in front of frame to test Joseph Wheelwright. In fact, the second half, if the wind doesn't change, they're probably going to be backs against the goal with wind in their face, I can expect UVU to take a little bit more chances on frame. They've had the possession of being able to get in and around the 18. We'll see how they do and in using this wind and trying to hit some balls on frame with pace.
Should be an exciting second half. Important game in the WAC. Make sure you come back and join us here on the WAC Digital Network.
Looking to spend that birthday money, Tyler? I'm just not sure which one to get. Well, they are both pretty cool. But saving some of that money would be pretty cool too. Yep.
When's the right age to teach your children how to save and spend money wisely? Right now, with the Be Money Smart program only at Utah Community Credit Union. Inspiring smart decisions.
You only need to answer one question.
Will you accept the challenge to become?
It doesn't matter your situation in life.
No matter your interest.
Whether your first choice or second chance.
There's a place for you.
Place for you.
Place for you at UVU.
Place to engage,
To rise.
to succeed.
To become.
To national championships runs through NCAA.com and the NCAA Sports app. And whether you follow one college team or all of them, it's never been easier to get the content you want all in one place. With live broadcasts of multiple championships across all divisions. With exclusive access.
Ready to go? Let's have some fun.
And highlights for every single championship. Stay in the game all season long with NCAA.com and the NCAA Sports app.
You only need to answer one question.
Will you accept the challenge to become?
No matter where you are in life.
No matter your interests.
From award-winning music
to acting
to theater programs.
There's a place for you.
A place for you.
A place for you at UVU. A place to engage.
To rise.
To succeed.
To become.
It's not about where you were born. It's not about your gender. Or the color of your skin. Or whether you're rich, poor, or in the middle. No matter what you play, if you have the skill and drive to succeed in school and in sports, we'll provide the opportunity.
What is it about the car shopping experience at Murdoch Hyundai that has everyone talking? Maybe it's the safety inspections or the car washes for life. It could be the price match guarantee, or maybe it's just the way you're treated. Come fall in love in Linden, Logan, and Murray at Murdoch Hyundai. Your no regrets dealer.
got one of those insurance apps too? You know how this thing works?
No, sorry. Not an app, it's my agent.
In this moment,
No, I'm fine, thanks.
it's good to know you have a trusted, independent auto owner's insurance agent who's there when you need them.
Great.
Man, I gotta get one of those.
Auto Owners Insurance, the no problem people.
Neil Dastrup Insurance, your local independent auto owners insurance agency, supports UVU athletics.
You only need to answer one question.
Will you accept the challenge to become?
No matter where you are in life, no matter your interests,
From award-winning business
and STEM to performing arts programs, there's a place for you. A place for you.
a place for you at UVU,
A place to engage, to rise,
to succeed.
to become.
If I lose, I'll respond with respect.
If I win, I'll back it up with humility.
If I fail, I'll rise up with honor. It's tough for us to put it all on the line.
Don't undo my hard work with poor sportsmanship.
Respect. It's the name of the game.
I think most of the kids nowadays, well, this is a great song. It's an older song. It's because of that those communities. That's it. Oh yeah, I'm totally into this. I have no idea. 30 seconds, you want to go on?
What do you mean you don't do church anymore? You don't read church stuff, or you don't go to church?
Both.
Both? Serious?
Yeah. I'm being straight with you. Welcome back here to Orem, Utah, as we get ready for this second half of the WAC conference play between Utah Valley University and UMKC, the Roos. Utah Valley is up right now 1-0 off of a corner kick goal from your freshman Samuel Cromanhook. And that's where we stand right now. Thomas, what are your thoughts as we go into the second half?
Well, you've seen good moments out of UVU that they just haven't been able to connect really on that last little pass. And so what I'm wanting to see this half is you've got a great group of offensive attackers. Who's going to step up this half? Who's going to be the one to find that goal and really open this game up? I hope from UMKC that they can stay competitive. They've got the win against them this half, but they like to play on the ground, and so not really a factor for them, I think. Let's see if they can test UVU a little bit more and create more chances. If they can do that, they'll be able to put themselves in a good position and, fight back in this game. So I expect a competitive match, especially this last 15. Totally depends on, how the game goes from that point. If UVU can score again, might open the game up a little bit more. If not, this could get really compact and make it difficult for each other to, come away with the result. So be interesting to see how they play, but if goal isn't scored by UMKC early, I think that can open up.
Zach Moss almost stepping into the path of that one. But a little bit more about Cromanhook, the goal scorer, 6'5", 195 pounds out of Maple Mountain High School. Played for Jeff Lewis as part of the Storm club team in that area. As we see a cut ball back, is that Luis Vargas on his right foot, shot from distance, that's going to sail high. Sam Cromanhook also played basketball at Maple Mountain. Like I mentioned, he played for Utah Storm club team, served a mission in Estonia, and he was the Daily Herald Player of the Year, Deseret News 4A MVP his senior year. He's the goal scorer for UVU tonight.
Two-sport athlete, super athletic kid. competitive, and as you see, great in the air at that lanky position. So he's done a great job of stepping into that role when Aaron Caprio went down early in the year.
You see Alec Felix now getting down this right-hand side. This is Leonetti cutting a ball back across, trying to find Vargas, and UMKC breaking the other way now. Prusher going all the way to Pop Georgiev on the right-hand side. Mark Brown facing him up. Pressure now combining through the midfield. He's probably had the most touches for UMKC. There's a ball down the line. We're getting to see more of this left-hand side for UMKC. They were on the far side in the first half. Good little tidy turn from Alec Felix. His pressure from behind, but ball down the line. Blake Frischneck takes a hand to the face. Sam Cromenhook stepping in to win this as UVU now back into possession.
You've seen Frischneck grab his face 2 or 3 times this game. He definitely keeps getting hands as he's trying to, swim around a defender. But that's the way it's going to be. It's going to be physical play.
There's a big ball down that left flank, trying to bring in Buxton. UMKC is coached by Rick Benben. Been there now for 21 years. He won a national championship as a player, a goalkeeper, with his alma mater, SIU Edwinsville. So we see UV back into the attack. Just Frischneck, little step over, shimmy, cross. That one carries over everyone.
Yeah, a little too much on that from Frischneck. Great job by Carter Johnson being able to get around the defender, even with the physical bump there. Plays out wide to Frischneck. Nice little scissor to put himself on the end line. Cutback ball, but hits a little bit too much on it.
Looked like, was it Frischneck or Moss that had come in a bit deeper? They were about the penalty spot, so it just carried over. Get a better look at Bernabeu, and here's a big ball down. This is Tim Stairs. Ahmed Langmeyer just standing him up. Tim Stairs, is he onside? He lets the ball go as he thought he was in an offside position. Alec Felix now playing out of the back. Austin Buxton with 2 guys on him, trying to turn. Bernabeu does well, and now this is Serfati. UMKC, Bernabeu. Strong tackle from Leonetti. His pass gets away from him. Clipped in ball. Mark Brown cuts that out. Good turn from Carter Johnson, and he's off to the races. His touch gets a bit too far out in front of him, and UMKC is able to recover. Big ball down the right flank. Mark Brown getting up to challenge. UMKC flicks that down deeper. Goes out for a throw. Here's Mark Brown to restart. Big deep throw. Frischneck trying to hold off the defender. Vargas pointing at the ball, saying he won the ball. Stoppage now for Kangaroo player, getting attention from the referee.
Yeah, as you saw, as he tried to, split those two right there, kind of get sandwiched in between. And Vargas saying that he got all ball, but ref thought otherwise.
Dangerous little 5-yard pass from Alec Felix. Cromenhook does well just to get it out. There's pressure again down the left flank, cutting back to his right foot. Trying to bring in now Bernabeu, overlapping, but pressure keeps the ball. Buxton closing in on the space. Bernabeu trying to beat Buxton. Buxton does well to track his runner. And now Alec Felix is the other way. Head up. Big tackle from Prusher.
UMKC, just like I said, coming out hard this half. They're not going to, go down without a fight. A lot of time. We've got the entire half left for them to play, but they're doing a good job of, playing these little quick 1-2s here on the sideline, trying to create chances to where they can find and get her in on the 18.
Good flick from from Buxton, and Frishy's trying to bring in Zach Moss. He does well to track it down, and this will go out. No, it'll stay in. Goalkeeper Filippo Erico collects.
Wolverines did a good job there. Luis Vargas being able to get that ball, finding Frischnick's feet. Frischnick cuts around that player, looks to kind of flick it, or more of a chip ball. I think that he would have done better to try and keep that on the ground. I believe Moss would have been in on goal, or at least been able to try and get a quick touch and a shot. So I think Frischnick could have done a little bit better there.
That ball will carry out. It's the coaching staff for UMKC. Henry Ramirez is on this left flank. Costa Mesa, California native. Flick from Buxton. Trying to now get Luis Vargas. Here's Carter Johnson. Head up. Now brings in Buxton down this right flank. He's going to get doubled. Cuts the ball back. Brings in Leonetti. His first touch. Back into the middle. Alec Felix. 3-4 defenders for UMKC. Alec Felix does well to find the other side now. Here's Mark Brown on his left foot. There's the delivery. And just hits the side netting on the outside of the goal.
Yeah, not quite sure if he meant to hit that on frame, but I thought he was going to hit a left-footed curler into the box, try and find a teammate running in. But Tessa keeper, goes near post, but out of bounds side netting.
Here's Alec Felix. Now Blake Frischneck on his right foot. Favored right foot. He's got two defenders around him. Austin Buxton, a little change of pace. Right foot driven. That's not far off. Does well to get a shot off.
Frischneck and Buxton. Quick, crafty little players. Nice to find each other's feet right there. Buxton takes a touch around the defender. Hits it with some nice pace. And like you said, not too far off. Just a couple feet wide of that back post.
Both of them on their favored right foot. I was surprised Frischneck didn't have a go, but lays it off for Buxton to have a go. Here's UMKC back into possession from right to left. Bernabeu on the ball now. Bringing in his center back. Serfati, other center back. Trying to find Tim Stairs, but good work from Carter Johnson to hold off two defenders. Now bringing in Samuel Cromanhook. Foul committed there by Tim Stairs, number 9. Chops down Carter after he plays the ball. Coach Ben, you can hear him over on the sideline yelling at his team to keep the ball. He's had 4 conference titles, regular season titles with UMKC, 3 appearances in the NCAA. That's a almost own goal. Deflection from UMKC on frame, and that's a shot from distance. Doesn't hit the goalpost or near frame.
Dodges a bullet there as the ball comes in. Crowd jumping up for it. And you see Barnabo then go to clear it, but it goes off his laces and hits the post. Nearly an own goal. And UMKC able to catch their breath if that doesn't go in the back of the net.
That was destined for the side netting. For a second, I was completely caught by surprise because I thought he was clearing it. Just ends up going right towards his own goal. That's number 19, Henry Ramirez. He's on the ball again. Playing from left to right now, UMKC. Good touch from Luis Vargas. UVU making it difficult to play out of the back here. Good pressure from their organization. Just as I say that, they break pressure Here's a ball from distance, and that one never really had much of an opportunity to go anywhere. Christian Anderau's hearing Heckle-Masson's complaints from his teammates, the Brazilian.
Yeah, you can see UVU high press right there. They're going to try to win it in their own half, be able to quickly go to goal. But UMKC does a great job of being able to play triangle or find those seams and break them down and split that line to then go after them. But just a needless giveaways. They look to go directly over the top. They probably could take some space or connect some passes there to then get into UVU's half and give themselves more opportunity in front of net.
UVU doing well, showing their maturity in possession, not forcing anything. Just as I say that, a little flick ball that gets picked off, but UVU stays in possession here. Going all the way now to Longmire. He's got space in front of him. Good turn from Frischnecht. Now Vargas on his right foot, 2 defenders on him. What an important slide tackle from UMKC, because Vargas wanted to just have a go at it.
Yeah, he receives that, and that crafty player throwing that double scissors. Touch gets a little bit too far out in front, and the tackle's able to win it there. You hope that he's able to just keep that in the perfect spot where he can smash that with his left foot.
It's always such a hard touch to calibrate when you're out in full pace trying to go to goal. Do I put it out in front of me? Do I put it just underneath my body, so harder for a defender to get on the end of it? Here's Carter Johnson, shot from distance, and that one sails high.
Yeah, great job to swing that across the midfield there. Carter Johnson receives it. Not quite able to get his hips around it. Sails that wide right.
Tony Mock, number 15, will come on for number 9, Tim Stairs. Number 9 putting in a lot of work is that forward, that target player shifting from side to side. It'll be funny, be interesting to see. Not funny, sorry, take that back. Be interesting to see how many miles he's already calculated. Here's Bernabo. Now overlapping. Henry Ramirez. He doesn't get it because Alec Felix does really well to combine defensive efforts. Coach Moss on his team to get up defensively right away. He's not happy with the transition UVU showed in that last possession.
Yeah, you can tell that he's coaching his team that we're going to defend and we're going to high press in their half. It's a team that wants to play, so we're not going to sit in and let them play in our half to let us break it down. We're going to force them to break us down up the field to where they've got a lot of ways to go. So I think it's a smart tactic based on how UMKC plays. And then they go long as I say that, but, you know, they're really great at keeping the ball and playing feet. So
Bernabeu getting stuck in on a tackle on Buxton. But I think just as you were saying, Thomas, UMKC is trying to play short, playing out of the back, and the pressure from UVU makes it so difficult that the only option they really have is that long one. But good balance from Mark Brown in the back line to be aware of that too and not get beat over the top. Another team that does possession just like this really well is Seattle University. They'll be here on Thursday night for senior night. And that's another huge matchup in the WAC.
Yeah, it is every single year. You know, Seattle kind of has it out for UVU, and they battle every single year. It's kind of turned into a rivalry in my time here. We played them in the conference championship, and that's just how it's turned out, to where it's been a fun rivalry as UVU has come into WAC play and started to build, you know, their history as a soccer program since they have recently started. So definitely going to be a battle and a great night of soccer.
They were ranked number 25 in the nation last week. Since their 2 losses to, I think it's Houston Baptist and Grand Canyon, they've fallen out of those standings. But they were chosen as favorites at the beginning of the year to come out as WAC champions. The tournament will be hosted in Seattle, so they have a bit of a home field advantage as they go into the tournament later this year.
Yeah, Seattle's a great program. You know, they year in, year out, you see them in the top 25. So you see as they're, you know, chosen to win WAC play. And now we have Air Force, who's ranked number 15 in the country right now, tied with UVU at the top of the table in conference play. UVU will play them soon after that. So a couple of great testing and tough matches coming up.
Yeah, that will be at Air Force. It's a huge challenge for UVU to go and get points there. Bernabeu wanting water from his coach, taking his time on the restart. Samuel Cromenhoek coming, winning that. Carter Johnson now opening his hips, bringing in Zach Moss. Dancing on the ball, still keeping it. A little change of pace. You see his quickness there, but unfortunately gives up the ball.
Yeah, a little too much as he gets that, you know, steam of pace going. He did a great job winning the ball, fighting for it and getting out of the half. Just unfortunate not to be able to dish that off the Frischnick there.
Here's the pressure you've talked about. Coach Moss, you still hear him giving directions, chirping from the sideline where he wants the pressure, making it that much more difficult. There's a ball right through the middle. There's Austin Buxton. He's committing a foul. He doesn't agree with that as UMKC looks to restart quickly. This is David Ray Campoy. Pressure. And gives a possession. That's Carter Johnson. A little stop and go. Austin Buxton's out wide, but they'll bring in Leonetti. UVU just taking the sting out. Now just getting the ball back at their feet, possessing. Trying to find Leonetti down this right side. He presses enough that wins a throw in deep in this half.
I believe Sam Cromenhoek coming over this right side. You'll see a long throw from UVU. Try to get it in the box, almost like a corner kick.
This is actually how UVU scored the goal, the tying goal against Bakersfield last week. Long throw flicked at the near post, all the way to the far post. That's where Alec Felix was able to get the final touch. Buxton whistled for the foul here on Henry Ramirez. Ramirez with space in front of him. There's Luis Vargas. Big ball, that should go all the way to Wheelwright. He hasn't seen much of the ball in this second half. Short ball to Alec Felix. It's a big touch. He's got 3 players on him. Does really well to beat both of them with that touch. Turn. Now we have Luis Vargas. Space in front of him. All the way wide. This is Zach Moss. Right foot. Outside of the boot. He's looking to find Frischnecht. And just a couple feet off there on that delivery.
Yeah, I couldn't quite tell. Did Frischnick get anything on that right there with the cross coming in from Moss?
I don't think so.
I don't believe so.
It was just maybe a foot or two in front of him.
Nice idea there for Moss to outswing that back across.
Yeah, I thought he was going to have a shot with his right foot, but a little crafty, creative thought outside of the foot to deliver to his forward.
Yeah, but UMKC does a good job of getting in front of Frischnick and not letting them find that ball and connect with it.
Now we have a couple substitutions. Leo Fuchs comes in. You also have Diego Serna. And Serna comes in for Luis Vargas. Blake Frischnecht will come off. UMKC doing the work to possess through the midfield. For sure, there he is on the ball. And falls to Alec Felix. Zach Moss now. He'll step on the ball and now possess out of the back. That ball just a bit too heavy from Cerna, trying to find Leo. Now UMKC restarts. Ramirez on the ball. Turning, cutting in the middle. That seems a bit soft, in my opinion. Center referee Adam Zarn says that Leo had pushed off.
Coach is saying there's no need to even really lay something, but the Roos will take it. Soft as it may have been, the Roos will take it. Doesn't look like they're going to play long. So again, try to keep it, break UVU down, playing across the back.
UVU playing that 4-3-3. Zach Moss on one side, Buxton on the other. Leo Fuchs is that number 9, that target player. Their defensive responsibilities, as soon as giving up possession, they still have to work hard to help win the ball back. Those 3 start the defensive pressure. Good work from Moss there to get out of 2 defenders' pressure. There's Leo bringing in Zach. Is that a bit too much? That'll go out. Junior Tim Stairs out of Germany will come back on as number 55 Christian Anderos comes off. Pop Georgiev gives up possession to Cerna. Substitute Stairs coming hard. This is big pressure from UMKC, and this is a big clearance from Joseph Wilwright. He's got a lot of power in that leg. Henry Ramirez does well to post up on Cerna. Pop Georgiev is just throwing pushes on Austin Buxton and Cerna.
Moss not happy with that. Coach for UVU doesn't believe it was a foul. As you see the ref just in front of us talking to Buxton saying 1-2. Those are your 2 warnings. Maybe your 2 fouls, even though I don't believe he was the one involved in the play. But getting a second warning and talking to one more, he'll be booked.
Pop Georgiev trying to cut the ball, and UVU cutting that out. And here's Zach Moss turning on the burners. Other side, now he shoots that from outside the 18. One hopper goes right to goalkeeper Filippo Erco. Diego does well, just cut this out. Here he is on the ball again. A shimmy to lose one defender. Cutting ball into Leo. Now Austin Buxton. Feint one way, turning onto his right foot down the sideline. Cerna does well to keep possession and win a throw. This will be another long throw opportunity for Cromanhook.
In a little bit better position farther up the field, another 10 yards or so beyond that last long throw. So I think this will be a little bit more testing for the Roos.
We have center referee Adam Zarn is escorting Diego Cerna to the sideline. Must have blood or something that he needs to be attended to.
Looks like a bloody nose that he might have got just a little knock in the face there. So
looks like Luis Vargas will step on for Diego. They don't play a man down. And now number 8 for UMKC, Roos. Christophe Bellman comes back on, and number 14, Antoine Precheur, out of Paris, France, will come off. Here's the delivery. That's going to go near post. Can they get a flick? Falls about the penalty spot. That's Austin Buxton. Carter Johnson's touch, just a bit heavy. Ramirez. We're going to have a card for Carter Johnson grabbing Ramirez's arm.
Yeah, justified. Carter Johnson doesn't take a very clean touch there. Falls too far forward, and does a great job for UMKC to slide in. And Carter Johnson definitely grabbing him the whole way to cut out that counterattack. So maybe a smart foul there by Carter Johnson to cut that away, but foul nonetheless.
Tactical foul is what they call that, right? Not allowing UMKC to break. There's Pop Georgiev. Leonetti on his heels. Good positioning from Mark Brown. Pressing from UMKC. Very important for UVU to be smart here. That's where made some key mistakes early on. And there's a big ball. Can this fall behind? No. UMKC heads this down, settles, and now plays out of the back. UVU stepping higher. Carter Johnson pressing. Now Mark Brown facing up. He gets beat. This is a substitute. And that ball, that's a touch from Mark Brown. That will be a corner kick for UMKC.
Yeah, you see as UVU when they're high pressing that they've got to be a little bit more compact. As they high press, they're leaving too much open space in the midfield, and the Roos are doing a great job of breaking them down, creating that chance. Mark Brown thought he probably had a winger running in right there, no one on his back, probably didn't need to touch that, could have ran out for a goal kick, but goes off his foot for a Roo corner.
Here's the delivery, right about the penalty spot. Can UMKC keep it in, and Vargas commits the foul. This is a dangerous spot for the Roos to have a set-piece opportunity.
When you're flying in with that pace, it's a little difficult to not knock someone, quite like that. But
slightest bump is a foul, right?
Yeah, exactly. I mean, you probably didn't hit him that hard, but when you're flying with that pace and that angle to try to, not go too wide in a 50-50 tackle, whoever gets that outside player and gets knocked, ref's probably going to give him that foul every single time. So, yeah, dangerous position here. In swinger against Will Wright.
This is Ray Campoy, right-footed, lined up. He's got a player on his left. I don't think he'll play there. I think he'll deliver this to the far side. I don't know what you think, Thomas.
Yeah, back post, 6-yard box.
There's the delivery, cut out by Buxton. A risky flick there from Luis, but turns out okay until his touch gets away from him. Pop Georgiev, stop and go, stutter move, trying to get 1-2. Alec Felix pokes it away. Here's Ray Campoy again, bringing him back Pop Georgiev. Leonetti doing the defensive work and lets that run all the way out for a goal kick. Couple of substitutions now. Zach Moss coming off, Luis Garza on, Zahir Vasquez, Diego Serna, and Luis Vargas come off. Looks like Austin Buxton is coming to the sideline as well. Zahir getting in, now on his right foot, little cutting ball back across the face, and that's clearance from UMKC because Carter Johnson was right there licking his chops.
Great ball in behind. Leo Fuchs gets on the end of it, cuts it back, and I think if that UMKC player doesn't get that slide there and knock it out of bounds, You got Garza flying in on the back post there for a tap-in. So great defending and recovery there by UMKC.
Here's the delivery, driven ball, and there it is, the second goal from a corner kick. Is that Alec Felix that gets up that time?
Beautifully driven ball by UVU. Carter Johnson, I believe, was the one that took the corner. Alec Felix rising up. No one really there to challenge it. No anticipation there by UMKC, and they're punished for it. Alec Felix flying in there at perfect timing. He's able to have great vision and read that ball where it's coming in. Rises up and knocks that into the near post, side netting. Great header, great goal. Good position for UVU with 25 minutes left, or less than that, 20 minutes left in the game.
They're just getting a celebratory hug and high five from coaching staff as your captain gets yet another good, important goal for his team, as we see substitution number 15 for UMKC, Tony Mock, comes off. Alec Felix scored against Bakersfield. Now gets another one here. He's been such an impactful player his whole career at UVU. The type of player just works and works and works. So I'm so glad to see him get more and more on the stat sheet.
Yeah, RSL Academy product, absolute talent. And like you said, one of the hardest workers that I've ever played with, and just loves this game. He has an absolute love for it. He is in and out of the gym working hard to stay fit and super technical. Like you said, he's been an impact player from the beginning. Started as a freshman, has played almost every second in every game since.
Coming in as a freshman, you just saw him do the dirty work, you know, that blue-collar type of style of work, covering probably more ground than anyone else, getting stuck in on the hard jousts, the hard tackles, and you can see he kind of likes those. But now being more of a upperclassman, stepping into more important contributing roles, you see him on the ball. And yet again, that stat sheet just super healthy for UVU. All players from all angles contributing. This is another opportunity. Alec Felix, this time with his left foot. That one goes wide.
1-2 there, Alec Felix. Trying to play Zaire Vasquez. Gets it. Plays that cutback ball. UMKC does a good job of knocking that out, but not good enough as it falls to Alec Felix's foot. He wants that one back, not able to connect really and put it on frame. With his non-dominant left foot there, hits it out of bounds near post.
Substitution, Sean Bernabeu comes off. Antoine Precheur comes on. I don't know if they'll go to a 3 in the back possibly now. And there's Leo Fuchs, does well to just bump off that one defender, and he goes for goal himself, goes wide.
Brilliant defending there by Leo. He's able to push that defender off the ball, and it's almost their last guy back. He's able to go in from that angle. Pressure comes. He takes that touch on his right foot. He has to do a better job putting that on frame, test the goalkeeper, putting that in the back post to where he's forced to make a push save and probably into a crowd of traffic right there, right in front of his net. Instead, he's not able to get his hips around it and hits that out of bounds, side netting. Unfortunate, and should have done better with it there.
Nonetheless, we're still UVU up, have the advantage 2-0. Zaire Vasquez. Big one.
With this 2-0 lead, 15 minutes, 13 minutes left in the game now. I can anticipate UVU sitting a little bit more, being a little more defensive-minded, and UMKC is going to be forced to maybe be a little bit more direct. They like to play to feet, play that possession-oriented soccer, but I think it's going to force them to take their chances a little bit more forward, cut out those passes and the time spent connecting in between and play that a little bit more forward. UVU is going to sit a little bit more. I don't think we'll see them pressure so much up to that 18 or in UMKC's half as they want to protect their lead.
There's UVU going to possess out of the back. UMKC pressing high. They could win it a huge advantage here. Opportunity for Pop Georgiev onto his left foot, and that goes wide. Leonetti does just enough just to force Pop Georgiev to pull that wide.
Bad giveaway by the Wolverines right there in front of their 18. UMKC connects passes, finds the space, and the player out wide. One-on-one against Blake Leonetti. That's what you want out of your attackers. That's just the opportunity that you want to get to cut him up and have a shot on frame. Doesn't cut it back well enough. He has to do better at putting that on frame and not hitting that out of bounds in the near post area.
Leonetti did really well to recover, because for a second that touch that Pop Georgiev had looked like it was just enough to carry him into space where he could just tuck it away into the net. But Leonetti just recovered really well on that vital space, real estate inside the 18-yard box to preserve that 0 score line on the scoreboard. This ball looked to carry all the way out. Looks like Leonetti is going to get a change, get a substitution here, probably just out of precaution. But you got the number 15 that I talked about, Caleb White. He's out of Pleasant View, Utah. Served a mission in Mission Redlands, California. Went to Weber High School. Played really well against Bakersfield. Now he gets into the game for Blake Leonetti. Caleb White standing at 6'2", 183 pounds. Got that frame of a defender. Across the back line right now, you've got 3 freshmen for UVU that have stepped in and done well for themselves.
Yeah, exactly, and all standing about 6'2" and above. So some big-bodied freshmen, competitive, and solid defenders. So some good players, and good for Caleb White. 2 goals up to get some time and more experience.
Shot from distance. This falls to Diego Serna again. Leo Fuchs, a little feint. Oh, and that's a decent look for him. I like the little feint, fake pass. Frees up just enough space for him to set his feet to have a strike.
Yeah, the wind's died down maybe just a little bit, but like you said, nice little test on the keeper. Nice feint. Hits that just a couple feet wide, unfortunately.
UVU still pressing high. Carter Johnson cutting out the angles from goalkeeper. Pop Georgiev going up against 3, and there's Caleb White going against 2 players. Does really well to beat those 2 players as UMKC holds in, and now will possess going from left to right. Pop Georgiev trying to go behind. Sam Cromenhook cuts it out, and there's a big ball from White. This is 20. 55. Pop Georgiev sets his feet. That's not far off. That's dipping, but just at the last second tails off.
Yeah, great look, and what they have to start doing with less than 10 minutes in the game, 8 minutes left. They've got to start taking their chances. And great shot there, like you said. I think it started dipping, but hit with nice pace. Looked if that could have been a little bit lower to test Wheelwright for sure.
You could see the space developing for him as soon as he took the touch to the center of the field. So setting his feet, gets a good strike, just doesn't hit it on frame. Doesn't really test Wheelwright. Coach Ben probably wishing Pop Georgiev had hit that a bit lower and just make Wheelwright get a touch on it.
Sure, but as you mentioned earlier, we haven't really said his name much this half. Wheelwright hasn't been tested. I think he's collected in his hands maybe once. So UMKC really not having a finishing product. Nice possession, but they've got to have a little bit more of a purpose going forward and find those moments to take their shots.
Here's David Adams trying to bring in Leo Fuchs. Little stutter step. Can he win it back? Beats the first defender. Second defender comes and picks, lost my voice here. Picks his pocket.
Yeah, as Leo gets there.
Shot from distance, that's going to be collected.
Excuse me, as Leo Fuchs then takes the shot there. But as he gets that, I think he takes that touch, then cuts it around him. Does a nice job of beating him, but then tries to cut the next defender as well. So he had two guys, Alec Felix and Zaire Vasquez, on the back post. I think they were begging for it. Could have had a better pass there, better vision to connect on the back post for a tap-in.
Thomas, you mentioned, though, UMKC's had a lot of the ball, but majority of the time when they do get possession, it's right here in the middle third. Haven't had many opportunities in the build-up in the attacking third here. It's Pop Georgiev down the line. Little flick. Good work from the Roos, but UVU does just enough to clear danger. But UMKC keeps possession. Pop Georgiev now on the ball. Gives up possession in his pass to Stays. And turn for Leo Fuchs. Now he leaves it for Zahir.
Yeah, Leo had a little bit more time than he thought there. The flick out wide to Zaire. Not quite clean enough. Roos do a good job of collecting.
Caleb White clearing this. Is this a throw or a corner? It looks like it's a corner. Mark Brown came trucking over here to cut out the short one. It looks like they've already seen this set piece, maybe in film study. Taking out this opportunity. There's a near post clearance from Alec Felix. Big clearance from Mark Brown. This will go all the way to Filippo Erico. Stays in play. Pop Georgiev on his right foot, trying to bring in for short. We're in the 87th minute. UVU building that block defensively. Pretty much everyone behind the ball now. Zahir cutting it back. There's a big clearance. Luis Garza on his horse. But well done from center back duo to get that to their keeper. David Adams retreating. And this should be easy ball for UVU. Big clearance from Will Wright. Leo Fuchs has got a defender on him. Brings it down off his chest. Zahir off his knee. The left-hand side. Garza on his left foot. Just doesn't get enough on it.
Great job there by Fuchs, bringing it down and laying it off his chest nicely to Zaire Vasquez. Zaire maybe just put that with a little bit too much pace on it to force Garza to hit that. A little off balance or a little wider than I think he wanted to take that touch more inside.
This is trouble, and that ball will go high for a corner.
I think Ahmed Longmire might have got that touch on it, and gratefully for UVU to knock that over the top there. Best opportunity for UMKC this half.
Yeah, you're right. Henry Ramirez cuts in and looked like just the parting of the Red Sea for him to just go right at goal, and Longmire just does enough to intervene as Willwright had come off his line. Big header from David Adams, shot from distance, hits someone in the face. As UMKC holding in, Alec Felix clears it. So Leo Fuchs trying to press and get this out of their defensive third. That'll be a throw for UMKC.
Yeah, from our side, looks like it hit someone in the face, probably Leo Fuchs there. UMKC wanted a handball, but ref said no.
David Adams wins the throw-in as this will likely be the last substitution. We just got a little over a minute left as Ben Perkins comes in. He's been dealing with a rib injury. Peyton Ayu comes in. Looks like Leo Fuchs will come off for Peyton.
Yeah, nice to see Ben Perkins, a broken rib that he's able to recover for halfway, through conference play. He's back in and being able to get some time. So it's great to see him healthy and returning.
Nice little chip up for Mark Brown just to be able to punt this deep and away from pressure. There's Peyton Ayu covering some space, trying to provide pressure. There he is, little poke, but commits the foul. UMKC down the right-hand side now. Longmire doing really well. He's really matured over the last couple weeks in his positioning. You had mentioned he started as an outside back, now converted more to a center back. He's very athletic, very fast, very strong in the air. Next upcoming games will be very important for UVU to continue to get points, as we'll see this one finish 2-0. Like I mentioned, October 18th, Thursday, they play Seattle University here at home. Saturday, October 20th, they play San Jose State here at home. A good opportunity for them to collect points. And then they run into the difficult task of going to Grand Canyon at UNLV, and then they finish off WAC play at Air Force, as then they go into the tournament from there. What are your closing thoughts tonight, Thomas?
Yeah, great 3 points for UVU. They do a good job of capitalizing on those set pieces and corners. No one really stepped up. They didn't have a lot of quality in that final third, especially in the 18. Didn't really connect and find that final pass or shot to test the goalkeeper. But we talk about it in the soccer world, how dangerous set pieces and corners are. That percentage of scoring just goes up immensely. So UVU, great job on finishing those chances. Going into these next 2 games, they've got to do a better job of not, losing out on those opportunities in front of net. They've got to do better at scoring and inside the box, in and around it, not just on set pieces, because these 2 next games are crucial for points going into 3 very difficult matches, 2 or 3 on the road, So they've got to play the best they can in these next 2 games. Need some points to put themselves in a good position for that number 1, number 2 seeding going into WAC play.
That ultimately gets them the bye in the tournament play, sets them up all the way into the semifinal of the tournament. So like we mentioned earlier, the goal scorers tonight, Sam Kromenhoek off a corner early, and then Alec Felix, your captain, gets the second one later on, and that's how the game finishes tonight. It's 2-0 for Utah Valley. Make sure you join us Thursday night on UVU TV and WAC Digital Network.